Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Y'all hear that theme music. Y'all see these beautiful faces. It's the Let's Get Canceled podcast. I'm your boy, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly level loudmouth.
And I'm Thommy with an H. I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all. Hey, yo, cousin.
Yo, what up, cousin?
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's get canceled. Listen, tonight, man, we talking about money. Money.
Ooh.
Money. Y'all didn't think I was going to hit that last note. So look here, I'm broke. So we doing this podcast. Y'all can fix that for us. Y'all could fix that for us, but we'll get to that another time. But listen, man, we're going to start this off the right way. I appreciate y'all. Thommy with an H appreciates y'all. Listen, man, thank y'all so much. If you could, like, comment, share, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We are everywhere. Everywhere you get your audio podcast, we are there every Thursday. Right after this show, the next day, you can find us on all of your audio podcast streaming platforms. We really do love y'all. We really appreciate all the love y'all been showing us so far. And we look forward to y'all continuing to show that support, man. So we appreciate it. Make sure you hit that bell notification wherever you subscribe so you get notified every time we drop a new video, and especially when we go live, all right?
And interact with us. That's the main thing. Interact with us. Talk to us. Not just in our comments. Come on the episodes. We'll be in the comment sections, but send DMs. Get under each post. Talk to us. Let us know how you really feel, because we will talk back straight up and down.
Absolutely. And also, we're going to go ahead and float this out here now. I didn't even check with Thommy before I did this, but look, we are looking for a third. We are looking for somebody who can jump in here and help moderate this so we can go back and forth. Because y'all know, if y'all watch this show, we will go off on tangents. We will get rowdy. But we need somebody, hopefully, of the softer persuasion that can actually help us stay on track and interact and keep an eye on the comments and make sure that we're not missing out on any of y'all. All right?
Because it's a little too much testosterone going on.
A little bit.
We got to soften this up a little bit.
I don't want to be too soft, though. But anyway, so listen, man. Like I said, tonight we talking about money, right?
Money.
We specifically talking about money in the church.
Money.
Money. So listen, I got a question for you, Tom. What do you think? What is your take on giving money to the church? And I know it's broad, I know it's general, but what is your take on giving money to the church?
You have to give money to the church. Churches have operating budgets and need capital. So you have to give to the church. You have to provide your tithes and your offerings for the church. You give unto the storehouse. So yes, I am 100% for giving to the church. Notice I say
you emphasize church. Okay, so
church.
Should you, as a patron, or not patron is kind of, it seems a little sacrilegious to me. Maybe as a congregant of the church or supporter of your church, should you have a say so in what is done with that money?
To a point. Now, most churches do have committees and they have boards that make those decisions. And a lot of times the church gets to vote on those members and who's going to be a part of that board. Kind of like our government here. We have these representatives that go into those back rooms and they sit there with the money count. They sit there and have those conversations about buying and selling of whatever goes on in the church. Some churches have property, some churches have like vehicles and that sort of thing. So you have to be able to deal with upkeep and when it's time to get a new one or let one go. So yes, to a point, you should have a say so in what's going on. But again, it has to be,
even if you're not a part of that board. Like
I was going to say, it has to be through your representative. So you've got someone in there that you have agreed with should be in that back room. So they are the voice for you, kind of like your representatives are in your local government. They go to speak on your behalf. So you got to have a voice in the back room. It may not be your voice exactly, but there is someone back there speaking on your behalf.
So you're telling me that you should be not necessarily in the final decision, but you should have a say so on who gets to go in there to make those decisions.
Oh yeah, because if I see some bullshit going on in the back room, oh, I'm definitely gonna go back there and say somebody got to come up out of here. All right, Deke. I've seen ways. I've heard too much. I've seen too
That's
much.
interesting. That's
Know too
interesting that you
much.
say that. I did not. I honestly did not think you were going to take that stance. I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I agree with it, but I
Mm-hmm.
understand what you're saying. But we're gonna let that. Actually, no. I'm gonna
No,
give
you
you my.
tell me why
I'm
you
gonna give,
don't agree with me. That's what we do here.
number one, my take is
Mm-hmm.
that yes, like unequivocally, a church, if your church is teaching right and they're providing a space for your worship
Mm-hmm.
and they're reaching out into the community trying to make your community and the people in that community better and trying to spread the gospel, then absolutely you should be sowing into that church. You should
Mm-hmm.
be giving to that church. And stuff costs.
Mm-hmm.
I have had the privilege, you as well, have had the privilege or the curse, however you want to look at it, of
Right.
seeing what it takes to run a church from very small to
Mm-hmm.
very large.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mind-boggling at times when you realize that, yo, if you got 200 people in the audience, that can do this, but if you had 175, that
Mm-hmm.
means you can't do all of these extra
Right.
things. You
Right.
can't do these things. Now you're barely keeping the lights on. That is amazing for me to see.
And if you got these 12 people that are faithful,
Yep,
you can
they cover
do
it all.
you can do a lot of things. And if they decide not to do, then what happens here?
And
And
it's a lot of pressure on the preacher. Like
yes.
the preacher has to, yep. And this is what makes me mad sometimes. The preacher is looked at as if you've got all the money and everybody's giving and all the money is there and he decides to buy a new suit or a new car.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody look at him, he just taking all the church money.
Mm-hmm.
If ain't nobody giving and the
Mm-hmm.
lights go off or the doors are closed at the church, look, he ain't do nothing, he ain't keep it up. Which one, like,
Right.
you can't,
Right.
you want him to come out of his pocket but you don't want to come out of yours.
Right. And that's a question I was going to ask you also. I know this was supposed to be a different side, but I do have a question. Do you, as a member, have
Uh-huh.
a responsibility to assist with keeping the lights on, keeping a
Yes.
roof over the head where you are serving?
Yes.
Is it partially your responsibility as well in
It's
that
more than
giving?
partially my responsibility because if I'm going to enjoy, because let's be real, most of the stuff you do in a large church or a medium-sized church or a small church, you could do at a park. You could do
Mm-hmm.
it in somebody's living room. You could do
Mm-hmm.
it at, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that there's something about leaving your home
Mm-hmm.
and going to a
Right.
church and going to a place
Having
and
that fellowship
enjoying
one
that
with another.
fellowship, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'll tell you this. I attend a very large church building
Right.
with a very small church congregation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And the amount of things that have been able to be accomplished for this large church building with the very few people that are in there
Mm-hmm.
is amazing to me. Like, we're talking new replacements of stuff that,
Right.
you know what I mean, like new all the, and it's just like, wow. And so because of that, it kind of pushes me to do. So I give like in the regular offerings and tithes and stuff like that. But I also put equipment and stuff in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so there, half the stuff that goes wrong at my church, like when it comes to audio or music, they don't even know about
Right.
because I just replace it. I just fix it. I just change stuff out. You know what I mean? And
As
I
your
and I do
reasonable
that.
service.
Right. Because I have a certain level of knowledge. Now, am
Mm-hmm.
I the greatest at it? No. But am I pretty good? I think I'm pretty good. Check out Authentic Sound, you know what I mean, Authentic Artistry Entertainment Group, you know, Authentic Noise together combined. Like, anyway, but no, that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is I take that responsibility greatly. Like, I think about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, you know, I'll be at your house on Saturday and be like, I gotta get back on the road
Got
because
to
I
get
gotta be
out.
there on
Right.
Sunday morning. And that's just the way it is. I got right now in October, I got no less than 10 gigs that I've turned down for New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because every New Year's Eve, I don't really care. That's my day where I will deny this other stuff and I'm in church.
Right.
Period. If you want me to come at 12:45, I can
there.
come. But
Right.
I'm telling you now, from 10
to midnight
until
30.
12:30, I'm in church. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? And I do that as a matter of conscience. But the part that I disagree with you on,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that everybody deserves a say so in who goes in the back to make those decisions. I don't. Unless there is a track record of nefarious activities,
Mm-hmm.
unless there's, because everybody doesn't have, if I'm learning anything from our democratic process here in America, I am learning that when you get a bunch of idiots together to vote in another idiot, things can go real bad. You understand what I'm saying?
I
Great
got
things
you.
can happen.
I got you.
I'm being honest. Great things can happen. Trump, hey, he just did this. Like, what is this? On Monday morning, he had the whole thing on with Israel and the hostages are free and all this other stuff. Keep in mind, they killed 90% of them first while he was messing around. But hey, he got the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm like. Okay, there should be some good things. So I don't think everybody should have a say so. I don't think everybody should get together and decide, okay, we want this person as a representative in the back. Now, I do believe that there should be a process. Most churches have a board.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a process of be removing someone from the board, or because I firmly believe in absolute power corrupts absolutely. So
Right.
one person having all the say so and having the power to just say it ain't this or it's going to be that, no matter what, that can get kind of dicey.
And that's where I think the people should have a say. But again, you could be correct that we do have a lot of idiots that go to church. So
Yeah.
So some of them should not have decisions. But again, there will be decisions that will be made by, again, this board, because we cannot have a dictatorship going on in a church house. Now,
I firmly believe in a leader, but you don't. There's some got to be some checks and balances.
Checks and balances, indeed. So on that end, I would say you're right. We do have a responsibility.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? I'm what?
I asked you a question, and I was going to say you were right about the question that I asked you.
My dog.
You're right. You're right that we do have a responsibility to pay into the church house. Yeah, that's.
Oh no! That's not what I'm talking about. Because you said.
Oh yeah, I was. Oh, that conversation was whatever.
Just saying whatever. All right. So if we have a responsibility to pay into the church, is there a limit, in your opinion? I'm going somewhere with this line of question. I know you're thinking like, what are you talking about?
Limit?
I'm going somewhere. Is there a limit? Like, so I'll give you an example. If you get to the end of the year and what you've given at your church has been, say, $2,000 for the year, when it's time to do taxes and they give you a little tax return paper or whatever, you've given $2,000 for the year. Are you happy with that? Do you think you should have given more? Do you think you should have given less?
God wants the 10%.
Okay.
So that is pretty much what they're going to give me a receipt for. They're not giving me a receipt for my offerings. They're going to give me a receipt for my 10%. So I can go ahead and be like, hey, this was a tithing situation. Now, I'm supposed to provide tithes and offerings. So you're already going to get 10%. And that goes to, I don't care what you do with it. That's one of those situations. I don't care what you do with these 10%. I'm not giving it to you. I'm giving it to God because that's what he wants. And this is where I'm being fed. So I'm going to go ahead and put this 10% into the meal prep.
I like that.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So what I do above and beyond that's on me. And now Mr. or Mrs. Prophet, pastor, missionary, don't push it.
I'm so glad you said Mr. or Mrs. Prophet, pastor, missionary.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm asking you these questions, sir, is because and it's not nothing new. Like we're not giving anybody information right now. Right. We know that Christians have a history, especially since the advent of television, of asking for absorbent amounts of money on TV.
fleecing the public as they do.
If you look at it that way,
Some do. Okay,
right.
gotcha.
Like we done had Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike walked around and flashy. Then, bro, we got to do a show on these people over here, like Sweet Daddy Grace or whatever. Have you ever heard of this nigga?
Not Sweet Daddy Grace,
nigga. It's a whole church. It's a whole church of people, and they got their leader, their bishop, their whatever he is at the top. They called this nigga Sweet Daddy. Like the first one was like Sweet Daddy Grace, and then there's Sweet Daddy this one, Sweet Daddy that one. That they call this nigga Daddy. This nigga will sit up in the pool, like the one that I guess he died like a couple years ago. I don't know, but he was huge, and he had a whole like chariot type thing. They would push him in to the thing, and they have his like handmaids. I don't know what they call. I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna tell all y'all this stuff. But they do. They got handmaids, and they stand there on the pulpit while he's there and fan this nigga. Like it's just like fan this nigga, and they call him Sweet Daddy, Sweet Daddy. And we talking about grown men yelling out in the church, Sweet Daddy. Hey, let me tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do.
I'm finna call the man Sweet Daddy.
There's not a chance in this life or the next that I'm calling any nigga Sweet Daddy. That's just
like I got a homeboy Cat Daddy, but I don't know about Sweet Daddy. I don't know Sweet Daddy.
Cat Daddy is something completely different. Like what
says delicious.
I ain't calling a nigga sweet, no nigga delicious. I ain't calling that another nigga Sweet Daddy, bro.
Sweet
it's not
Daddy.
happening. But that's how they do. But there have been prophets, and increasingly, this whole prosperity gospel thing. White people jumped in on it, but it's been black preachers, and there's one in particular who y'all females fell out over. Like she was the greatest thing. She was the second coming, the one and only Miss Juanita Bynum.
Oh, don't talk about her. Don't talk about her.
Bro. Oh, wait, hold on.
Your folks gonna be mad.
I'm just gonna play this clip. Just watch this clip. Watch this clip.
Yeah.
After one, come around this way. After 100, I will not pass out another envelope. Hurry up. He said there's 100 people in this building that will sow $1,033 because you understand that we are in a movement. If you're not on this altar to sow $1,033, please move back. Please move back. Please move back.
Fall back.
You can come around this way. You can come around this way. Thank you, Jesus. He said 100 persons. I'm getting ready to shift your business. Move over, Tanya. I'm getting ready to shift your business. I'm getting ready to shift you. Because as you move this church, I'm going to move for you. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing.
So you see what she just did. She stood up there. She said,
"Get your poor ass up off my altar."
If you ain't right. If you ain't up here to give money, move. All right. So here's the thing. She asked for 100 people to give $1,033.
What was the reason? See, I need some more detail. What was her reasoning for that number?
1,000 people to give 100 people to give $1,033. Now, just doing some quick math.
Was that the radio station?
$3,300. Am I right?
Was it like the radio station? 103.3 or something?
You ain't see her stand up there on the thing. She said, "Okay, come quickly. And then here's what pisses me off.
But I'm just like, how did she come to that number? Was it like somebody she was there for the radio station? Because you know how they'll be like,
3.3 FM.
Right, 103.3. All right, the next caller gonna give $102.27 for the call. 102.2. Like, what was her reason for that number? That's the number God gave. Okay, God can give you a number. God can give you a number. Now, here's the thing.
You gonna have to clean that up for me because I'm confused.
God won't talk to people. God will talk to people. He talk to people all the time.
He does. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I have a problem with? If you watch that video, she went, come quickly. 100 people for $1,033. Here we go with the tongue. Like that seems like spiritual manipulation.
Manipulation for sure. But the thing was, for me, it was her kicking the poor people off the altar.
If you ain't up here to give me
100,
get out of here, nigga.
Hello. Yeah, she had a smoky vibe with that. Hello. But for that to me was like, why can't we all be here? That to me lets me know that because God lets everybody come and hang out at the party.
Not everywhere though. Okay. if you're not here to give,
I'm here to give. I'm here to give. But if you're not here to give enough, get the hell. So now the poor people gotta feel bad, and I have to turn and walk away because I'm poor.
no, you got to turn and walk away because you didn't follow instructions. I said if you got $1,000 and $1,033, then come up here. You came up here with $20 in your hand. That's not what I called for. Now,
Okay, but how do you know there wasn't a call for we need some money up here, and then she decides to give me that number, and I'm like, ooh, I came up a little short. And if you're not gonna give me what I asked for, turn around and leave.
Juanita. I know enough about Juanita's doing her ministry thing to know that nobody else, that was her winding down from a sermon. Like, so she's at the end. I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. Like, this dude, I don't remember all the particulars, but I remember just reading this recently, and this preacher was complaining because he went. What I've learned as I got older and seeing how this operates, preachers come into your church and do a revival or whatever. One of two things are the way they get compensated. Either they're brought in with an honorarium, like this is how much we're going to give you for preaching or come into our church, or it's, hey, you can raise your own offering and whatever you raise, you get to keep. Which, when I found that one out, it bothered me a little bit because I was like, you start thinking back to all the revivals you've been in and how a preacher gets to the end of their sermon and all of a sudden God spoke to them about money. And then I'm like, oh, wait, you knew God was going to speak to you about money before you got here because that's the only way
God told me that y'all got to get me back home now.
Yeah, God said, listen, there are 30 people in this audience, 30 people out here with a seed of $50, $50. And then you get 22 people that come up for $50, and you go, all right, now all of the $30 seeds, all the $30 seeds come up, and now all of a sudden we 35.
Right, I got now I'm over here trying to bleed everything out of the congregation, whatever you got, instead of, and then when you get to, oh no, we need another $100. We're not gonna leave until you get us another $100, and that's where it gets to me. Where now that's the manipulative part of these congregations.
If you just straight up with me, like I'm more apt to give if you say, hey, we're here, this is God's house, we need a new roof, we need you to give so we can put it towards getting a new roof. Well, guess what, if I got it, I'm gonna make that happen, because
here's the
you're not trying to manipulate me.
Here's the thing, when you have that building fund poster on that wall that most of them will have, and that every Sunday we in here, but they don't never add them red lines on that thermometer that they have over there, letting us know that we're making it to our goal. Why are we not getting to our goal, people? Because all this money that we're putting in here, why the roof's still leaking 10 years later? I bought the roof personally with all my givings, at least to patch that.
Man, this is the problem. The problem is that you have unscrupulous leaders and unscrupulous leadership. So I can only use me as an example. For me, at my church, we recently got a new roof, new fixtures, AC units replaced. And that's all with like not a lot of people on a Sunday morning. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Very few people on a Sunday morning. And that was all by smart financial management. I know the people in the finance office. I know the executive pastor personally. I know they made these moves. Nothing. And we ain't talking about PPP loans and none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even though I can't say for sure if they got a PPP loan or not. I don't know. But I know there was nothing unscrupulous that went into it. It wasn't like we got billions of dollars in PPP loans. You know what I'm saying?
I tried.
Because the roof was before the PPP loan. But anyway, so it's one of them things where it's like, man, we did all this work as a small congregation. And it's funny that you mentioned the thermometer, because like on the way out the door, there was the little thermometer thing. But here's the funny part. And it's still been stuck at the same level.
Because somebody forgot to go update.
They were just lazy. You know what I'm saying? And it was because we had this other thing where it was like a black and white picture of the church, and it was broken to puzzle pieces. So as you got chunks, we put another puzzle piece up, and it was like, oh snap, that fell by the wayside too. I said something the other day. I was like, why don't y'all just take that down? We done everything that those was up there for.
Right.
Now y'all just being lazy. But anyway,
because that's what it is. But here's I think I did have a question for you about
God.
Because you mentioned pastors being paid.
Yep. I dare you. I dare you to ask me about musicians being paid. I dare you. I dare you. I will go off for a good long while. I dare you.
No,
I'm
leaving that one for that's a whole different episode. That's a whole different episode. And we're gonna call in some additional musicians, and we're gonna let y'all have that discussion with me.
But we don't have it.
And shoot, don't make me find no pastors to come in here and tell you why you shouldn't be paid.
But
hey, hold up. But,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But bringing in these pastors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you bring in these pastors, and they come with an entourage.
Yep.
And they tell you that you are required to pay for them and their entourage for multiple days and all. Like, why do the people have to suffer so much financially for you to provide a word? If I get you here, if I get you housed, I get you to and from, why is it that I owe you all this other for you to do what God told you that you're supposed to do? If you are called to do this.
You don't know what God told me to do.
He told you to spread the gospel.
Right.
So for you to spread this gospel.
He also gave me some parameters.
Not to do it over here without bringing the crew?
Maybe.
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah.
Like, because the way you're saying it is an interesting way to frame it. And it sounds like you're framing it from the perspective of someone who is running a church who maybe are not necessarily financially in a position to bring in something. Like, I'll give you an example, right? If I wanted to bring TD Jakes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I wouldn't, because I don't want to get swallowed. But
you sure you don't want to be swallowed?
If I was bringing TD Jakes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know what TD Jakes takes to move. Like, so are you saying somebody like a TD Jakes should come in by itself and should be paid like everybody else, just a nominal fee? If you want to, fee is a harsh word, but y'all know why we're using that word.
Because what am I bringing you here for? Am I bringing you here like to entertain the people, or am I bringing you here to give a word? No, I'm really here just to. I really want you to give a word.
You want me to be honest?
This entertainment?
No. You want me to be honest? You're bringing that preacher there to put your church on the map and your name on the map, so people will come back to see you because they feel like you got enough influence to bring TD Jakes there. That's what these pastors.
That's the only reason you would bring in these international pimps. I'm pastors. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit that out.
That's why most like, you got to remember, if you talk to any preacher, any pastor believes that he can preach just as good as the next man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There is no reason for TD Jakes to come. If I can preach as good as TD Jakes, there's no reason for TD Jakes.
But these are the preachers that they see and they listen to on a daily. Like, when you go into some of these pastors' houses, they're sitting there listening to other guys being, and then you're getting the influences from those guys. So they're hearing a message and a word that they believe in. So it's like, it would be good, just like it would be going around your city and you're like, oh man, I like what he has to say. I would like my congregation to hear that. Or we can have him come and do a revival here at my church. Wow. However, because I like what he has to say, and he has a different perspective.
Y'all read from the same Bible.
Yeah, but it's a different perspective on this word. And maybe
so you think that God is giving them a different revelation.
He's giving them a different perspective that my church may be going stale to.
Got it. So if that is the case, you think that he's done all that work, God has poured into him, and if you believe that you should get paid as the pastor at your church a certain amount, whatever it is, like you think that you should be compensated to some degree at your church, whatever that amount is, commensurate to how many people you got and the bills, all that stuff, don't you think? And you get to make that, you decide what that is. Now, whether or not the church can do it is something different, but you know in your heart what you think that you should be getting, whether you're getting it or not, then that man over there says in his heart what he should be getting, whether he's getting it or not.
So he gets to hold God's word. He gets to hold God's word hostage.
No, you're more than welcome to come over on Sunday morning and come to my church and hear me say it.
Even though I can't make it there, even though I can get you here. I can get you here.
You can't get me there because I can't get there without this, that, and the third. Now, I am going to honestly say some of these.
You?
No,
you can't.
Some of these people go overboard. Some of these people go overboard. Now, I think I want to clear this up now because I think what you're talking about is the dude who's coming in for one night and he requires to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. He got 10 armor bearers with him, and his choir got to come with him.
All of them,
and all of this,
and that's almost all of them.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Most of the time,
it's just like these. It's just like these R&B. It's just like having a rapper. It's just like trying to get a rapper.
It's 90% of the time. If once you on your regular level, like your regular, really good preacher, pretty known level. It's the preacher and his musician.
Like Geno Jennings. Geno
Jennings ain't coming.
He is. Just got to bring the reader with him.
Hallelujah. Anyway, look, no. So like, all right. So I know preachers. It's one dude that you and me both know. He's a musician, and he travels with a couple of different preachers, and a couple of different evangelists, preachers. Pretty well. Some of them really well known. Some of them not so much. But he travels with them. I know that the way that evangelist goes, that evangelist takes care of his musician, but really in the number that when they say what's your honorarium, he rolls in paying for his musician into that honorarium.
As he should.
Right. So it's like so the preacher will say, I'm just throwing out a number. I don't know what those numbers are. I haven't had that conversation. But let's say it's going to cost you $2,000 for me to come to your church, right? Because I'm coming from Florida and you want me to come to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm telling you $2,000, really and truly, out of that $2,000, I'm taking my plane ticket, my musician's plane ticket, my hotel room, my musician's hotel room. We got to eat while we're there. So I'm probably going to walk away with $800 in my pocket.
But nobody's saying, they're saying, hey, you get me there, you get me my room, you get my musician their room, you get our food, you get our travel while we're there, and also need on top of that.
Those are two different things. What I'm saying is that they say, what's the honorarium? Usually, if like a church says, what's your honorarium? The next question is, well, it depends. Are you covering travel and lodging or not? And I have to, can you afford for me to bring my musician? Now, I also know, and this is, I guess I'm defending.
You can never say no.
Good ones, I think.
You can never, yeah, you are, and that's not what this discussion is about.
We're talking about now, Juanita. We were talking about asking for absorbent amounts of money.
Exactly, and then you got these preachers that asking for these exorbitant amount of money to come to your church. Let alone before I get, because once I get there, I'm gonna hustle your people like they bread too.
Yep.
So
I'll beat down to your socks.
And that's the thing there. Like I know there's a whole lot of them that do it the right way, and I will come. Just make sure that you got me. I don't need much of nothing. Just send me home. Make sure my home church is good. But then you got.
But you can't do that. Listen, bro. I've talked to you. Your daddy, my uncle. My uncle will call me and say, "Hey, this went left at church. If it whatever it is." I'm like, okay. I look at my calendar, and the first available chance I have that I can move something out the way to get to him, I will go. And I have never told my uncle, you owe me X amount of dollars. Mm-hmm. You know, what's the one thing he will ask me every time I get there? Did you keep the receipt for your gas? I have never given him a receipt. And I'm not going to start now. Hey, Unc, if you're watching, I'm not going to give you no receipt. I'm not charging you nothing. I had to literally sneak into town. I came into town. I called him when I got there. Knew he was in another service at another church. Said, hey. He goes, oh, I'm walking into the church. I said, I know, I'm outside. Let me get the key real quick. Got the key to the church, went over there, tried to sneak, got in there, did all the stuff, and was out of there. and was leaving. He tracked me down to the gas station. I said, nope, I don't need nothing. Didn't take a dime from him. I got almost home, an hour away from my house. And my daughter, who's in the back seat, goes, hey, are we close to home yet? I'm like, yeah, we'll be there in about 45 minutes. She goes, okay, good. Pulled out money out of her pocket. Said, Auntie said to give this to you. But you know what? Those are the type of people. And it might just be because I'm his nephew, but I know I've never heard other vendors that I know have worked with him. They don't have a bad thing to say about him. I won't charge them. Like-mindedly, across town, another church, and I tried to treat them the same way, and was just like, hey, well, you know what? Whatever you let. And I got in my car and I drove 3.5 hours, 4 hours to get there, worked 5-6 hours, drove 3.5, 4 hours back home, and opened the envelope that they gave me, and there was $200 in there. And I almost stopped the car and turned around and went back. But so what happened from there, though, from there on, they get an invoice.
Right.
And I didn't fuss, I didn't bark about it, I didn't make a big deal about it. It was just whatever. But I know now that I can't trust you to take care of me. So knowing that, then I can see putting a number and you saying, you know what is it going to cost? What does it cost? What am I losing by being away from my family, by being on the road, by taking care of my musician, by taking care of myself, not being able to cuddle up with my wife at night? I got to cuddle up in here by myself. You know what I'm saying? Or hopefully by yourself. You know what I mean? Like whatever it's going to take, and you set that number and you say, here you go. Now, I think to your point, I have a problem with not being at least negotiable, because you can't charge. You shouldn't be charging for the gospel. You shouldn't be charging like, okay, God's got a word for you, but you can't get it unless you give me $29.99 right now.
It is. It's the spring water on TV. It's the spring water on TV,
bro. I used to. I'm gonna say it anyway because like he in jail. So look, there was this church called Floodgates of Heaven in Orlando, Florida. Look it up. So there's the dude. His name is African dude. Name was Prophet Ofori, Sylvester Ofori. I'm calling names.
I see.
Look, his name was Pastor Sylvester Ofori. And if you were there, you can attest to this. I went there not as a member. My friend, who I was the MD for, would do was his minister of music. So when they would have these big conventions or big revivals and stuff, my friend would be responsible for putting the band together, and we'd all get together and we'd go over there for the week. At the end of the week, I happened to work up the street from the church, so we played for like Wednesday through Sunday. So Monday morning when I went to work on my lunch break, I'd run over there to the church, pick up my check. And they took care of me. Like they took care of me well. Here's the problem. When I would get there on Monday morning, the prophet, and these are air quotes for the prophet.
Website's down.
Profit. So I would get there and there'd be a line outside of people. And Sylvester Ofori was in the back room, and they were lining up because now they would pay, and it was like $150, $200 an appointment for a personal prophecy. And I didn't know what that line was before until like the second or third time I went, and I was like, wait, what? So, and that's what I mean by I never heard them preach anything that was anti what I believed, but there's certain churches that I just would never be a part of because that's that. The checks were good there. He brought in some big name. I got to play with some very big name like in gospel, but it was just like, not my thing. Well, fast forward, this nigga, kid you not, look it up. I'm not joking, y'all. Look it up. Him and his wife, they were going through a little something, and they were splitting up. He saw her one day, tried to beat her up at the house when she came back to the apartment to get her stuff. and she was there with her sister and brother-in-law, and the brother-in-law beat him down in the closet the whole night. This is on YouTube. Y'all can look this up. Matter of fact, we gonna put a link to in the description, or we gonna play it right about here.
Yeah.
So, but what happened was and the last thing he said before walking out that apartment, he looked at his brother the brother and goes, hey, if I don't kill your sister, then I'm a fake. Walked out the door. The next day, he rode up on her in front of her job, shot her in the parking lot in front of her job, killed her, stood over her, and put 2 more in her head. Yeah. Profit. Profit. Now, in between, that was long after I was playing there, and because he had done switched over to maybe the Bible's not real, and maybe like this is not the right, there's inconsistencies and all this other stuff. So he went that direction. So of course, and I'm not, now once you cross that line, I'm not playing over there. But what I'm saying is that number one, all money ain't good money. And number two, he took care of his musicians and his ministers and all that other stuff. But the people had to pay for what he says God had for him to say to them. And that doesn't make sense to me, because what is something in the Bible with like, it's been given to you freely, so you freely give it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all preachers don't jump on me, because I know I just butchered that, but it's in there. It's in the book. We're gonna find that. We're gonna find that scripture and scroll down the bottom. Yeah. So, but it is what it is, man. So like I don't believe in that, but I do believe that you should be taking care of your preachers, and especially if a preacher is a preacher full time. Mm-hmm. And if that's all he does, and he travels the whole country, coming to you, coming to your cousin, them, coming to this one over here, that one over there, then yeah, I think he should name his price for him to come out there. But you got to kind of take into account where you're going. All right. So my question for you, here's another question for you. Another question for you. Jesus. You asked me how much was too much. So when they are asking for funds, you know this whole, Juanita said she wanted 1,033. Yep. Is there a number that they should not say? No. Never? If you're saying it from God, because see, this is the other thing. What if me, you, this one, that one, we all just came into $50,000 each, right? Mm-hmm. And it's me, you, our wives, and 2 more friends. It's 6 of us. Mm-hmm. And we all each individually came up with $50,000 tax-free, and we don't owe no bills. Mm-hmm. And we all decide, you know what? God's blessed us with this money. We're going to go to church. Nobody knows. Mm-hmm. And we walk in there, and the preacher gets up and goes, look, I don't normally do this, but something's telling me that there are 6 people in here that can give $1,000. Well, you know what? At that moment, I'm thinking, okay, that Lord, that got to be you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I would do it, and I wouldn't blink twice at it. But you came on a Tuesday night, and that didn't happen to nobody else in there. And you scamming. You scheming. You trying to get paid. But here's my. Don't you think God would have like tapped me on the shoulder on the way in there, like, hey man, you might have to come up off something. I think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that give me that. I think that came from, we got the $50,000, and we all got together. Goes, man, we need to go to church. Right. And that's what, like, that might have been God going, come on. And then you get there, and then it's, you got to give me that. But I may also be the one to be like, what you gonna do with my grandbaby? I might. I know. I wouldn't. In that situation that is laid out, I wouldn't have done that, because because it's too specific. It's very specific, right? Yeah. But I think that's the problem with these weird prophecies, because prophecies stopped being specific a long time ago. Like, those niggas is just talking in general. I could do that right now, bro. I could do it right now. Matter of fact, if you're at home right now. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we are not. Stop right now. I want you to look at the screen. Get me off screen. Get me off screen. No. You're going to stay right here. You're going to stay right here. I feel like somebody watching this right now is going through something. You're having a rough time at work. Your coworkers don't value what you bring to the table, and your boss seems to overlook you all the time. If this is you, I want you to go to the Let's Get Canceled podcast, and I want you to DM us, and we'll send you our Cash App so you can send money. If this is you, now if it's not you, just ignore it. But if it's you, If you go to work and you feel like your coworkers don't respect you and your boss overlooks you, then I'm talking directly to you. Here's the problem.
Send us $500. Send us $500. $500.
Now, I'm not even want to need them. I'm not going. I don't even want one.
You got to send 500. If you can't send 500, stay out of our DM.
Right, stay out of DM. But look at what I'm saying. Everything becomes general. Everything becomes just like, and I'm over the whole. I'm a fortune teller, and I don't care
and I think
that.
and to me, I think some of these people are demons. You know, you had a third of heaven get kicked out
for doing the same shit.
And they,
I said I wasn't.
And they are walking around on earth whispering into some of these false prophets' ear because they've been watching you. So yeah, they can tell you, oh, they've been pissed off at work, so maybe it's time to get them. So they are using these former angels to scam you. And there's the problem right there, because everybody that's got a word for you ain't from God. Sometimes it comes from them demons that you've been battling over there, telling on you too.
You know what I have a problem with, besides all of it? I have a problem with,
they got to get paid.
I believe that a workman is worth his pay. Like, I believe that if you labor, then you should be taken care of. I think that me and some of these preachers got a difference of opinion on what taking care of means.
Right.
But I do believe, because again, I'm a musician. I believe I should get paid. It is what it is. If I come do the work at your church, I'm working at your church. If you don't think you should pay me, then get up there and do it by yourself. Get up there and do it without me.
Another question. See, you've asked me. See, and we're supposed to be done by now, but no, you keep me here.
Yep.
So we don't have to do this.
Money.
Oh, we're gonna do this one again, and probably next week. But here's my question for you: if this preacher has promised me prosperity, and this is what they
should get a refund. Yes, I should get a refund. yes, I should get a refund. I agree. Yes.
When you tell me God told you, if you give me this, He will, however many fold, because you know they like to tell you the fold. They like to give you. They like to fold you. They like to fold you. So if they get these folds wrong, who pays me? So if you tell me you give it to God and He's gonna give it back to you, and you tell me, I know some of y'all sitting out there like, oh, this is my last, I can't pay my rent, but you don't believe in God if you don't give. At that point, if I don't get it back by time it's time to pay the rent, man, can I come back to you and get it back? Or is it my fault because I didn't believe enough? Was it my fault?
That wasn't a part of the deal. You didn't tell me give and believe. You said give and I would give. You didn't say give and believe and then I'll give. Mm-hmm. That's what they try to pull later. So I did a quick Google because I was trying to make sure I'm right. Mm-hmm. The folds is multiplication.
Yes,
so
that is
multiplication. 10-fold, that means 10 times. Right. So what do they say? You know what? Give and be not I a man of God. Mm-hmm. You'll be blessed. He'll bless you 10-fold. Okay.
Pressed down, shaken together, running over.
See, that's ambiguous. That'll be ambiguous. But what I do see, and I this is what I do. I will do like this.
You gonna do math on you? You gonna calculate them?
So how much you say you want me to give? 250. 250. How many folds?
How many folds? How many times we folding this?
Some 30, some 50, someone. Let's take the low end. Times 30. Okay, so you saying and you say in 30 days, watch God bless me with $7,500? That's what you're saying? Okay. So 1 month.
Now you're on the clock rail. You're on the clock rail.
What I want is your direct phone number. I don't want to page your number. I don't want to DM you. I want your phone number. And I'm gonna call you blocked. I'm gonna call you. Hey,
I want your address.
Hey, Rev.
I'll pull it up.
Right.
I need to get mine out.
No, this tech, man. Yeah. We met at that church in Orlando.
Real little short.
Back in November or in October. Okay, what can I do for you, young man? Well, you prophesied to me. You said that if I gave you $250, I was going to get a return of 30-fold. Okay, what are you trying to say? Well, what I'm saying is, you know, I didn't get that. So I mean, can I get that back? Are you saying no? I don't want the 250 back. I want the sevenfold.
That was gonna be the thing.
$7,500.
Does he owe you the 250 or does he owe you the folds?
He owes me the folds, and I'm gonna tell you why. He owes me the folds because if I gave you $10 to buy me a lottery ticket, and you went and got that lottery ticket and it wins, and you can't just give my $10 back. You owe me. That's mine. That's mine. If you come back and say, "Oh, I lost you $10," but you really bought the ticket anyway and you played my numbers, guess what? You owe me that money. So this preacher, I would not have. I gave it to you in anticipation of a return. Now, am I saying that that's how you should give as a no? But if we gonna just be working numbers like these preachers is doing, then that's what I expect. Because when I give money, I'm not giving money at church thinking like God's gonna give me a certain amount of money back. He might not give me no money back. I might, you know what I'm saying? I'm number one, I'm trying to support his house. Number two, I do believe that giving out of sacrifice can be beneficial faith-wise. But I also don't believe that God sees what I have and what I can afford and what I can do. I don't believe God tells me to give money that's going to put my family in a bad position in order to bless the pockets of this preacher. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm all for blessing the preacher.
Right, because they will tell you that the lady who gave the preacher her last out of her meal, and he said, "Before you feed yourself and your son, feed me." And every time she went back in, there was enough in her store. I get that,
but she wasn't getting that in no way. What people forget is that in that whole story, she was getting ready to die. Like she was ready to go ahead and die. So it was a matter of getting a biscuit or no biscuit before I die. So guess what? She wasn't planning on being around anyway. So she gave the nigga the last she had because I'm ready to die. Be here.
I could die 5 hours from now. I could die in the next hour. I'm have that biscuit, nigga. You leaving? I'm leaving too.
But here's the thing. In that situation, the preacher said, "Hey," she said, "Look, I'm gonna give you me and my son about to eat this, and we gonna die." And he said, "No, don't. Just give it to me." And God will bless. He gave them, okay, here you go. And she was getting ready to go lay over here and die anyway. But now, I got more than enough. Okay, but she did it not because the preacher said, "I want to be rich," because she felt like she should take care of the preacher. If the preachers got up and was preaching and tried to say that, because he didn't promise her anything. No. He said, God's going
to, right. God's got you.
Whatever beef you got after that is between you and the Lord. God said, "Give it to me." So if these preachers would get up today and preach and say, "You know what? God just said to bless me with something," I probably
your last. God told me to give me your last.
God going to talk to me too.
Where is your faith?
In God, not in the nigga in the stress.
I sent him to you. See, again, this is gonna be an ongoing situation. I think we're gonna have to bring some professionals in here.
I really wish we had some preachers that wasn't scared to come on here.
We do. I'm calling in some favors here for next week.
I think I might have one too.
Yeah, I'm calling in some favors for next week. We're gonna try to get them in here. I'm not gonna say their names right now because I'm not sure what their schedule looks like. But I'm calling in some favors. They're like, right. We will record, and this one is recorded as well. So y'all get in the comment section. Let us know if you know a pastor that's willing to come in. Just leave it in the comments, or you can leave it on.
If you're a pastor who's willing to come on,
if you're a pastor who's watching, I know.
How about this? Even if you don't want to come on, send us some comments. Like, I know for a fact there's 2 or 3 preachers.
Yes, 100%.
And one's a pastor, 2 or 3 preachers I know that watch this show regularly. And I'm talking to you, family member. That's why I'm talking to you. Yeah, we know you be in there. We be interacting with you too. Yeah, so just Texas and up north.
Yeah, straight up.
So I need you to send us your comments on this particular subject. Right? Let us know what your take on it is, and y'all know we'll be fair. We just gonna talk to it. All right?
Yeah, but cousin,
yo man,
we ain't been canceled yet, and I don't care if they cancel us. We coming back and we discussing this one again next week.
I'm tired of saying we ain't been canceled yet. We gonna come back whether we get canceled or not.
We coming back. I don't care what y'all say. So we gonna be back. Yeah, but we gonna have to keep this conversation going because we are not even halfway through, and we
didn't even get back around to Juanita and Creflo and Jesse Duplantis and all these people with the planes and all that.
We've got numbers. So y'all be here next week. Also, next week Wednesday we're gonna be back at it. Y'all make sure y'all in the comment section. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff wherever you have.
Please.
Wherever you use social media and wherever you excuse me, and wherever you listen to podcast episodes, make sure that this is on your to-do list.
Please do.
We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And cousin,
yo man,
love you, boy. Hey man, I'm finna go ahead and get myself together for the evening.
You say, man, love you, boy.
Love you too. But I will say this: I do not have a team that I support that has a winning record right now, and I am definitely heartbroken by that. But I still come out here and I smile and I laugh for y'all, but I cry at night because my Jets suck, my Noles suck, my Rattlers suck, like GD. But basketball season's coming up, so I'm gonna have some fun with that. But yeah, man, love you, boy. Love y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.